Hey, it's me, Site7, and welcome back to part 10 of the Library of Ruina, and I hope you're ready to see what was happening on that train. Mary, where are we now? How much time has passed? Tommy, you're awake. I'm sorry. I don't really know. I don't know how long we've been here. We're about 10 days in. 10 days? How are you feeling right now? You're out cold for 3. I thought warp trains were supposed to arrive in just 10 seconds. How could this happen? What's gonna happen to us? Where are we? Not sure myself, Mr. Tommy. I already heard your name from your lover, in case you're wondering. I'm Elena, currently working as a nurse. And this is Jae Hyun, a doctor from our hospital. Pleasure to meet you. They took care of you while you fainted. This is my first time experiencing a delay like this too. I use warp trains quite often, you see. I'd always have a pleasant 10-second trip to the destination. You know anything about accidents like this, Doctor? Not at all. This kind of malfunction should surely be fatal to W Corp's image. It's strange that they haven't made any response for this long. Why are we worrying about W Corp? We're all gonna starve to death trapped inside this train. Tommy, actually, let me tell him. Tommy, you're asleep for the last 3 days. Are you feeling any thirst right now? You didn't consume any water or moisture while you were out, just so you know. Not thirsty at all? For some reason, no one here appears to be feeling any kind of hunger or thirst. To elaborate, no one has shown malfunction or distress in vital physiological functions. How is it even possible? Just what is going on here? We have no idea. Let's wait a little more. Seems that time is all we have after all. What a messed up thing to say. Time, huh? Tommy, you can keep your eyes closed if you're tired. Always be at your side. Me too, Mary. I'll stay next to you all the time. 15 days in. Tommy! Mary, what's wrong? What's with all this noise? Tommy, wake up. This is bad. Well, we did expect something like this to happen sooner or later. What's going on? Same struggle has occurred in the carriage next to ours. What are they doing? Watch me. Witness me. A natural reaction to being trapped in a closed space like this for more than 2 weeks. Did that person just slice off their own throat? Huh? This is intriguing. Doctor? Certainly is. Eileen didn't send us here for nothing. We know that name. My neck is barely dingling, and I'm still alive. Oh man, that voice acting's so good. Stick with me, Mary. 16 days in. Mr. Tommy, you're finally awake. I never thought I'd faint so many times in my life. The sight must have been quite shocking for Miss Mary as well. Yeah, she's still asleep. What happened to that person? You're talking about the person that slit their own throat. They were put under quarantine in a different carriage. There's 300 people on board. Can't be the only one to have done such a thing. Quarantined? You mean they're not dead? You should have died after bleeding so much. You don't usually quarantine a corpse. They're surprisingly alive, even though the arteries were cut. Blood was spilled all over the floor, but it wasn't completely separated from the body. Not a single drop of blood was scattered or smeared on other surfaces. The pool of blood remained in contact with the body like a cohesive mass. And that person stayed conscious the whole time, enough to communicate. Probably still vividly feeling the pain of their neck being slit. What the hell? How could any of this be possible? I'm afraid I don't know. Sorry, Mr. Tommy. I can't help but give you the same response all the time. No, it's alright. I shouldn't expect you to know all the answers after all. One more thing we can know for sure. And that's that this is only the beginning. You'll have to brace yourself. For the sake of your lover as well. Yeah, I gotta. 30 days in. Tommy, Mrs. Miho from the next carriage over told me that 5 of the 30 carriages are already filled with suicidals. Don't worry, Mary. The people in our carriage are still going strong. All thanks to Elena and Jae-hyun. It's not just us. Everyone in the 6 adjacent carriages seems to be counting on those two. It really is. They're so professional and collected. It's reassuring to have them around. Right. If it weren't for Elena and Jae-hyun, we might have... Mary, don't say dark things. 93 days in. Situation is worsening, everyone. Let's take a moment to appreciate this picture here. It's like this dude's peeled off his face. This guy is like maybe holding on to his intestines. He's just playing with the corpse. These guys are all messed up. She's holding a head. Oh man. Situation is worsening, everyone. Carriages 5 to 15 are still in solidarity, including carriage 7 where we are located. Things are not looking good for the carriages beyond 15. Even just 3 days ago. Yeah, I heard carriage 19 is already full of half-dead people. Breaking into our carriages and ravaging people's bodies like they were playing with them like toys. Kinda like this dude and her. That's sadly the case. Those people seem to have decided to accept pain as a way to endure this trial of time. They gone mad? Killing each other just to pass the time? They're not exactly dead though. Mary, they're crawling around with their limbs barely attached. Pretty much as good as dead. That's right, we must persevere. We can't stop them from damaging their own bodies, but forcing that pain on others is simply unacceptable. Selena, Jae-hyun, sir, what can we do? What if they attacked my younger siblings? Sure, you don't want to be separated from your loved ones. You want to stay with them forever on this trip that might last an eternity, don't you? Yes, we do. We'll be able to endure it if we're together. Can you show us a way, Jae-hyun? I don't want to be separated from Tommy either. You feel the same, right, Tommy? Yeah, of course. And please have faith in us. I need your agreement, and you must be prepared to fight them. Fight them? Vile people from beyond Carriage 15 who are trying to break us apart, of course. 100 days in. They're mad. They're all crazy. Sir Tommy, are you still hesitating? Tommy, look at them. They don't look all too bad. I was shocked at first, but if I can be with you forever, Tommy, then I think I'll be able to make it through. Sorry, Mary. I need a little more time to think. Mr. Tommy, this train has an abundance of time. We don't have much of it left for us. I won't compel you. The decision is in your hands. 113 days in. I'll do it. I'll do it, damn it. Tommy. So you've decided. I've seen what happened to the people in carriage 14. They were already raided. They were just sitting there drooling, their eyes turned white in shock. Can't let the same happen to you, Mary. Tommy, I feel the same. Oh, look at that smile. Good, let's start the procedure immediately. Doctor, preparations, please. He nods. 120 days in. Tommy, how are you feeling? I don't know, but I'm relieved. I can feel your heartbeat vividly. Me too. We'll never be apart again. 150 days in. Thanks to your love, we could keep carriages up to number 10 safe. All thanks to the new bodies you gave us, Doctor. I'm flattered to hear that. Your love for each other is what really protected you. Doctor, Carriage 10 is urgently asking for help. Mr. Tommy and Miss Mary, could you head to Carriage 10 and lend them your strength? Huh? We never fought anyone in our lives, and we aren't strong either. Your affection for each other will surely invigorate your new body. We'll trust you, Doctor. 3,437 days in. We could shove suicidals into their place like a breeze now, Tommy. Yeah, just as the doctor said, our affection for each other gave us strength. They keep crawling out no matter how many times we smashed them. They should go quiet for a while now. Welcome back to the town, Mr. Tommy and Miss Mary. Isn't it just beautiful? Tommy and Mary are the heroes of Lovetown. You can see love scrawled on the side of the carriage. Tommy, Mary, you're so cool. 724,284 days in. We're back to Mary. What's up, Mommy? How have you been? Same as always. I just wonder if I should fold those blood lumps into squares or triangles this time. That's nice. They enjoy pain anyway, so they should like it. Where's Daddy? He went to the front carriage for a moment. Why'd you call me here, Mommy? Finally got an interesting toy. It means they've seen enough, according to Eileen. Interesting toy? Invitation to the library. Remember the infamous urban legend? Fixers who sat behind you disappeared after receiving an invitation that looks just like this. Oh, they don't remember. Not like it's been that long though, right? Sorry, Mommy. What's a library? What do you mean by fixers?
그렇지. 아이고 미안해라.
You can see town scrawled as well. Alright, I'm sorry. No, don't be sorry, Mommy. It's our fault for being dumb.
아니야.
No, he'd have cried laughing if he were here.
조금 웃겨서 눈물이 나버렸을 거야.
죄송해요. 제발 벌만은 주지 마세요.
I'm sorry, please don't punish me. I like listening to their voices, so I keep letting it play out.
꾸짖는 게 아닌걸.
Not scolding you, see? No punishments either.
자, 받아.
Here, take this.
그것에 마을
And sign that invitation with the other townspeople.
혹시 무사히
You can find and bring the books listed on that paper there. I'll give you a prize.
상을 주도록 할게.
상 좋아요.
Prize? I like prizes.
어차피 못 돌아오겠지만 말이야.
Not like you'll make it back anyway.
뭐야? 724,284일?
724,284 days?
저기
Are you alright? You don't look so well.
역겨워.
Disgusting. It's a shame that I can't vomit like humans do.
아무래도 저런 걸 보면 그렇지.
Natural reaction to seeing stuff like that. What kind of malfunction could have stopped a train for thousands of years anyway? Is everything okay out there?
내 생각에는 그렇게 시간이 흐르지
I don't really feel that much time has passed, but
우리도 저거 넉넉히 보다가 시간이 미친 듯이 흘러버린 거 아니야?
what if time flew without us realizing while we were busy watching that?
우리는 인과의 단편만 보았기 때문에
Less than an hour has passed for us since we only watched fractions of the process.
그래도 도서관 밖은
What about the outside world though?
아마 밖에 시간도 안 지났을
Should be the same as us.
저 손님은 특별해. 반드시
That one is a unique guest. Its book will surely be an interesting read.
처음이야. 마을 밖을 벗어나서
Wow, I'm leaving town for the first time.
이렇게 마을 주민들과 함께 새로운 곳에 올 수 있다니.
I'm visiting a new place together with all the townspeople.
환영합니다, 손님.
Greetings, dear guests.
아, 안녕하세요.
Hello, ma'am.
당신은 누구죠?
Who are you?
도서관의 관장이자 사서.
I'm Angela, director and librarian of this library you're in.
사랑마을의 토마리예요.
I'm Tamari, from Lovetown.
엔젤라, 전 엄마가 여기에서 책이라는 걸 가져오라 했어요.
Angela, Mommy told me to get things called books from this place.
저 문으로 들어가면 찾을
You
수
can find them through the door over there.
고마워요.
Thank you.
당신은 토미와 메리.
Do you happen to remember Tommy and Mary?
토미? 메어리? 그게 누구죠?
Tommy? Mary? Who's that?
신경 쓰지 마세요.
Please don't mind.
부디 당신의 책을 찾으실
You
수
find your
있기를.
book in this place. So we've got 2 acts. You can see each of these enemies has at least one damage type that they don't get hurt by. So picking your dice types is actually really important here. Let's get to it. Love is a good thing for everyone. All cheer up. Love is a good thing. Let's see. So this one's resistant to pierce types. I'm gonna shoot one. Yeah, this one. Or no, this one. It's weak to pierce and blunt. What's this? Yeah, you don't want these one-sided attacks to hit because that plus 10 makes us 13 to 18. Clashing is really important here. Alright, we got one of them staggered. So social distancing is a really good card for the deck that I set up here. They have lots of good block dice and evade dice. So I can let this hit me. Honestly, it's probably better if I do. I'll just keep on going for damage. Ooh, big head. It's kind of unfortunate that this one lived. I will take it out. This. And then I don't even need to clash with him because you'll die. Let's see. Oh, I should have read that death message. Whoops. I don't want to die. Slash dice gain 1 to 3 power. Definitely give that to Singwin. Maybe we should run. They got me. I hope you guys enjoyed the Love Town story as much as I did. I'm sorry, I won't do it again. And now, for the next part. Big ol' Tomary. You're near armor. If HP goes down to 50% or lower, ... So, some pretty strong cards here. Especially this one. Give 3 strength to all allies on hit. That's something that's really important to stop. Triangle sounds better. That's painful. Would make square look nice. And then same thing with these guys as the last act. I hope you're ready.
Yes, I have been so afraid. Yes, I have been so distant, consistently indifferent. It's hard to put that in an amicable sentence. I'm sorry, actually.
This is for you guys.
There's stress, so much work, too much work to be done. Committing to commitments, hiding my indulgence, the freedom we sacrifice for love.
Oh, we killed Tommy right as the song ended. I wanted the song to play through at least once, so you could hear it if you haven't. That was actually that's really good timing. But go ahead and zoom in on this. Why not, right? We took out Tommy's head. And I can see Mary's kind of crying. That's sad. This song is really good. It has a lot of lore implications to it as well. It's kind of horrifying. Obviously, it has this tonal dissonance in that it sounds happy, but it's actually really disturbing and sad. But do I have... Oh dang, I don't have the one thing that I could clash with there. Actually, I want to try and absorb some of the damage from this. That's not good. You can hear her screaming. And then this card, Faint Memories, it's like maybe something is kind of coming back to her, like some of her memories of what happened. Oh, it's so brutal. Where are you? I'm so scared. Come back to my side, Tommy. Tommy. That's so brutal. Now we can go ahead and finish him off. That'll definitely kill. And turn the music back down. Is that 40? Man, what a good story though, huh? And that's Love Town.
특이점 고장인지 뭔지는 몰라도 나 같은 일을 겪은 사람이
I'm not sure if that was a malfunction with the singularity or anything, but now I see that I may not be the only one to suffer from the copiousness of time. Well, anything can happen. Does that console you somehow?
전혀.
Not at all. I'm different. I won't go through the same ordeal ever
난
again.
그런 다시 똑같은 일을 당하지 않을 거야.
And see, Angela went through like 1,000,000 years worth of time because she perceives everything at, I think, like 10 times slower than normal.
난 저 사람들과 달리 나를
I
지켰어.
retained myself unlike those people.
난 시간에 잡아먹히지 않고
I persevered. I didn't let time consume my sanity. Well,
난 무너지지 않았어.
I didn't break down. Alright, let's just calm down and take a deep breath. When the memories of hard times burst forth, you gotta embrace them to the core. What's cool about that story is that it asks a pretty good question, and that is, how would you handle like that much time of just nothingness? So these are pretty like decent-ish cards. Deal 7 damage to self, all dice gain 2 power. These are like 4 to 10s. And Faint Memories, if your HP is pretty low, you get 2 power on all of these. So these are really good too. And there's no credenza for these, so I'll just show that. Nothing here. We'll go to invitations, and I was gonna do general invitations, but maybe I'll do this instead. Let's make this wild.
아무것도 안 먹으면 죽을 거야.
Help yourself, you're gonna starve to death if you don't eat anything.
신경 써주셔서 감사합니다만.
Thanks for the meal, but I don't feel like eating.
사무소가 통째로 전멸했는데.
No wonder, your office got wiped out. You should harden your heart still.
독하게 먹으라고.
자기 잘못이라고 생각하고
You think it was your
있어?
fault?
네.
Yes. Had I stopped them,
말렸더라면 제가 좀 더
I'd have been stronger and more mature.
제가
Had I stayed there and not run away.
그러면 네 책임이야.
Then it's your fault.
예?
Huh?
네가 어리숙하고 약해 빠져서 동료들이
You were too daft and weak to keep the others safe. It's your fault that everyone died.
이제 마음이 좀 편해졌어?
Feel better now?
네가 편한 대로
Think what you
생각하면
want.
돼. 일이 벌어지면
Something
결과에
happens, all you gotta do is make up reasons that are convenient to you, no?
실제 원인이 무엇인지
Not like you actually care about the cause, you just want to believe whatever that convinces you.
어이 꼬맹이들 너무
Hey kids,
괴롭히지
don't
마.
play that boy too hard now. Hey, it's Bloodborne.
난 안 괴롭혔어.
I didn't do anything. It was all Camille.
그래 필립.
Alright, Philip.
이제 이야기할
Feeling well enough to
정신이
talk
들었나?
now.
네.
Yes. Thank you for your kindness.
형제 사무소인데
We're sister offices after all. Gotta help each other out.
미안하게 됐네.
I'm sorry we couldn't help. We were in the middle of handling a case of the distortion in the streets of District 12.
8시에 서커스에 당한 놈들은
Those victimized by the 8 o'clock circus held a show of pure insanity and hedonism.
마치 지옥 속의 축제
It
같았지.
was akin to a festival in hell.
애를 먹었어.
Gave us quite a bit of trouble.
그래서 나 몸 한 번 교체했잖아.
I had to get my body replaced too. This one's seriously not my style.
의체인가요?
That a robotic body? Doesn't that shape infringe the ethics amendment though?
의체가 아니라 내 몸에
It's not mechanical, it's a clone of my body. Got biological body recovery insurance some time ago.
카멜레의 몸뚱아리는 형체도 남지 않게 찢겨서
Millie's body was torn apart beyond recovery, so this was the only way we had left for her.
그나마 대가리라도
Her head was
남은 게
thankfully
다행이었지.
intact. I thought fixer insurances were a complete robbery, but it did help out for once.
도둑놈들인 줄 알았는데. 참.
Speaking
너네
of, doesn't your office have any
해결사 보험
insurance?
같은 거안 돼?
얼마 안 된 신입이라.
I was a relatively new member at that office, so I didn't know that much.
나중에라도 알아보는
Yeah,
게
you'll
좋을
want to
거야.
see if the office had any.
보험 형태와
There are many types of
제품들이
insurance with various conditions.
몸을 복구한 건 다행인데 말이지.
It's nice to have a body again, but why did it have to be this?
뭐?
What? I urgently had body cloning surgery to save you, and this is how you thank me?
비싸면 뭐 하냐고.
What's the point? Even just looking at the mirror is discouraging.
기억이 안 나는데.
Don't you dare damage that body. You know what? Why don't you just die a permanent death this time? That way you can't be recovered by any means. You won't have to pay me for the cloned body then.
맞짱 뜨자는 거?
You asking for a fight? Yeah, you punk. Certainly are masterful at making Singhua cha, as Salvador said. I'm confused. It still looks like the same body in the circus picture, though. Huh.
과찬이십니다.
You flatter me, sir.
필립,
A penny for your thoughts, Philip. Did the library appear to be related to the distortion phenomenon in any way?
모르겠습니다.
I'm not sure. I haven't experienced the distortion myself.
하지만 그 어떤
That place looked more alien than anything I've ever seen.
스승님과 선배는
The master and Xian Bei, they got turned into books there.
책으로
That doesn't help.
안 되는군. 이 문제에 대해서는
Several associations have started keeping an eye on this matter.
협회뿐만이 아니지.
It's not just the associations. Even the wings and the fingers are clueless about what to make of the distortion.
예.
Alright.
그런 건 아무 상관없다는
Don't seem too
표정이야.
interested in the current topic.
뒤틀림이고 뭐고 간에
Must want to forget all this fuss about the distortion and head right back to the library
동료들의
and
책을
retrieve the
찾고
books of
싶은
your
것이지.
colleagues.
마음 같아서는
I wish I could do just that.
싶습니다. 하지만
So my master said to me in his note that I shouldn't act hastily and instead depend on your aid.
적혀 있습니다.
그 친구도
The old friend
참
left me
곤란한 걸
with quite the
떠나죠.
troublesome little fellow.
이 일이 늘 그래왔지만
Death is a staple in this business. His wife and children must be heartbroken still.
혹시 만나봤나?
Have you met them?
아니요.
No, I couldn't visit them yet.
못했습니다.
왜지?
Why is that?
면목이
I'm too ashamed to face them.
우리의 다음 목적지는
Our next stop will be the library. Ready your gear.
감사합니다.
Thank you, sir.
착각하지는 말게.
Don't mistake this for kindness. We're simply taking you with us because we're already planning to go there.
그리고
And this is the least I can do to bear responsibility for my old friend's death.
적어도 우리 사무소에서는
Personally, I'd never let a fixer like you join my office. It would give us a bad name. Geez, harsh words.
동료들을 위해서
Is it wrong?
받은 은혜에 보답하기
Is it so
위해서
pathetic for me to
행동하는
want to repay the favors of my colleagues? For their sake?
것이요. 어딜 가도 정에 연연하지 말라니.
Everyone says not to act upon attachment. That's an unclassy and naive thing to do.
해결사라면
And we as fixers,
아니.
no, as people living in the city, do anything on the behalf of others?
안 되는 것입니까?
짜증나서 못 들어주겠네.
Gosh, you're insufferable. He didn't even say that you're wrong or anything.
그런 생각을 하는 해결사는
He just doesn't want those
우리
kinds
사무소에서
of
받지
fixers in
않겠다는
our
것 뿐이잖아.
office. Simple as that.
상상 좀 떨지 마.
Don't be a miserable ass about it.
감정에 휘둘리는 놈만큼 등을 맞대기
Nothing is as
위험한 놈도
unreliable as someone who's easily swayed by their feelings.
없으니까. 너 하나 챙기자고.
Want us all to die just so you can fulfill your ideals or what?
자네는 자신이
You must be sincerely believing that your actions are for others.
삭막하고 이기적인 도시의
You're different from all the other unkind and selfish denizens of the city,
그 이상의 가치를 위해
thinking that you are
싸우고자
fighting for some higher cause.
하지만
But know that those are in fact entirely selfish thoughts.
이기적인 생각
It's
중에서
the most dangerous kind of selfishness. You deceive yourself into thinking you're selfless.
이타적인 행동이라는 건
There can be no such thing as a selfless action for us humans.
누군가를
Even the
위해서
act of self-sacrifice is ultimately for oneself.
자신을 위한 것이야. 그것도
A very dangerous kind of selfishness, one that slowly eats away at your peers and leads them to damnation. I
말은 그럴싸하겠지만
gave a fine speech, but I must wonder if you're truly upset for the sake of Salvador and your other late colleagues.
먼저 준비하고 있도록 ha겠습니다.
I'll go prepare myself. Says ex-Dawn Fixer. Feels bad, man.
필립이라는 녀석이
Philip guy seems to be hurt, but I agree with Oscar here.
나도 동의하는 바야. 자신이 아닌 누군가.
Few things are as dangerous and nasty as selfishness in the guise of for the sake of someone else.
알 것 같아.
I think I know what you mean. The determination to work for the good of others can be a dreadful and loathsome weapon, especially if one strongly believes that the justice they're pursuing is worth sacrificing for. They're blinded by self-righteousness and have no regards for their surroundings. They don't care what happens to others. They justify themselves for pressing forward, pursuing their justice, crushing everything in their way.
와하. 이번엔 정말
Whoa.
마음 통한 것 같아.
Might be the first time we understood each other for real. I'm touched, man.
샴페인이라도?
How about some champagne?
야, 표정 안 펴?
Stop running already, would you? So annoying.
극복해가는 중이잖아.
He's still recovering. We should give him some space.
이런 사소한 것도 미묘한 컨디션에 영향을 준다고.
Tiny things like this can still affect my psyche.
됐습니다.
Never mind. You don't need to care about me. I'll try not to be a hindrance.
자네가 발목을 잡을 것 같다고 판단하시면
I'll stab you as soon as I determine that you're getting in our way.
환영합니다, 손님.
Greetings, dear guests.
분위기가
Your group seems to be in a rather ill mood.
기계인 줄
You're a
알았다.
machine, but could it be that you're partially human?
섞여 있는 것인가?
너무 그렇게 노려보지는
Don't stare at
마.
us so viciously now. We just poked you to make sure.
잠깐 확인해보고
Not to kill you
싶었으니까.
or anything.
무례하네.
How rude. Hasn't anyone taught you to behave?
도서관에 서서는
I heard the librarian of this place was supposed to be nice.
다짜고짜 뺨을 날리는
Someone advised me that there's no need to be courteous with ill-mannered guests who slap and spit in my face without reason.
미안하네.
I apologize. We couldn't afford to be polite when our very lives are at risk.
이야기를 차릴 틈 같은 건 없어서 말이야.
어련하시겠어?
Oh, really now?
자네들은 정보와는
This isn't like what we heard about her at all.
나름의 고충에
She must have had her own woes. Now we gotta teach him manners. We'll probably want to take out Philip first, because this passion passive is really obnoxious, as we found out in the last reception with him. And these guys are all about Pierce, so all their Pierce die gain +1 power, and they do more stagger damage. They're kind of easy clashes though, even considering that, except for Oscar and his Trans-Pierce, which is a 6 to 18. I don't think the only thing I really have to deal with that is going for Bullseye. I can only use those twice. And then Oscar also has this passive, Unrelenting, so when he takes a lethal hit, he can come back, essentially. This will be fun. Won't be the same as the last. I don't want to run. Please don't get into the same trouble as last time. You should know how much of a hassle it is. It seems you've learned nothing from the incident last time. Keep your focus on the enemies. Oh, you punk. Want to have a go at it, yeah? I think here we'll try to get a ton of bleed on Oscar. Shoot Philip. So I'll save this. I mean, I guess he's using it now. Let's see, can I actually clash reasonably well with that? I don't think so. I mean, this would be a 6 to 11. There's like a really slim possibility I could win against that. I could just go for a stagger on him, though. I think I might try. I don't even care about clashing with Transpierce. Like, I'm gonna lose it anyways. Yep, and there's Unrelenting activating for Oscar. But I can kill him now. I think it just activates for the one scene. Or the one, like, turn? Yeah, it's not in his passive list anymore, so I think it's done. Can't seem to move. I can't take another step ahead. So we should always expect when we do work like this, it can all be attributed to the inattention of the individual. Oh, looks like Philip's running. Oh, wow. Here we go. Hey, it's Philip. Look how tattered he is. Yet again, I thought I could fight with them until the end this time. How long am I going to keep hiding behind others? What could I have changed if I stood with them and fought along? Only I had the courage to stand up to something. If I had that courage, When I was told to run, I hesitated. I ran away, leaving my master and Sion Bei behind. They might think of me as a coward. Maybe they actually wanted me to stay with them. But the decision I made was to listen to them, believing that it was for their sake. I convinced myself that I'd only be a hindrance if I stayed. There's nothing I can do here, so I should go outside and ask others for help. This is all for Sion Bei and Master. But I'm doing this for others. I was determined to sacrifice myself for others. But I forfeited it. Telling myself that this wasn't the right time. Told myself it's fine, because I'm still a selfless man. Said a vile and selfish person. I involved the Wedge office, telling them this is for my master and Sion Bei. And I took their sacrifice for granted and ran away again. It's not for myself. Trying to justify what I wanted to do. Endlessly parroting for them, for others, for someone else. For whom? Words I uttered to disguise my selfishness as something greater. He was right. I was the most selfish and dangerous person. I don't want to embellish my motives saying it's for others. I was doing it all for me.
그 어떤 것보다
for myself above anything else.
그 누구보다
For me, he's feeling sadder than anyone.
나를 위해
A question mark? What is going on?
슬퍼하고 있는 나를 위해
No one's going to cry on my behalf, even if I'm sad.
결국 이 아픔은
This sadness is mine to bear, after
내가
all.
안고 가야 하는 거겠지.
Look at that, he's got a wing and a new weapon.
이 감정을
If I must carry this emotion, if I can't get rid of it,
한다면 그 늪에 잠겨
I have to repeat this cycle of sinking into the swamp of despair and then thinking whatever comforts me.
반복해야 한다면 차라리
Then I'll take the path of getting back on my feet with this sadness instead.
일어설 수 있는 길을 택하겠어. 할 수 있다고 믿으니
Because I believe I can do it, because it's what I must do.
어떻게든
I have to move forward. This power has to be an opportunity given to me.
분명
I'll win this fight for sure this time. We got another little boss battle. Yeah, so he has two different modes. He's in a defensive mode right now. And then after so many turns, he'll become more offensive. Oh yeah, I didn't mention, he does a lot of burn damage too. We got 9 burn. The more you hit him, the more burn you get. So ideally, you would want to go into this fight with like really strong, just single page cards like this, like 7-18. Or you can do kind of what I'm doing and just treat this as more of a kind of DPS rush instead. We got him staggered. Kind of don't want to kill him just because I want to show you guys what happens in his next phase. I don't think this will kill. Guess we'll find out. Okay, so now he's switched to offensive. I'm actually gonna let... Shouldn't die, right? I want to show off what happens when he gets Blazing Strike ready. Yeah, I should still be able to kill, even if I take a bunch of damage here. This is for you. Oh, well. Yeah, so he got teleported out. I guess the burn killed him, huh? But yeah, we didn't get his book, so he's not dead. Whoa, what is up with that Philip kid? When did he get such a high-performing workshop gear? No, not even the workshop could make equipment as good as that. This actually reminds me of that guy. Ego. That appears to be Ego. Ego? You mean the ego? As in someone's consciousness? It's a silly wordplay. They're essentially the same thing. The shell of one's ego, it's a physical manifestation of the mind. What? The mind? Physically brought about? That sounds too vague to be a real thing that could happen. It was the singularity of L Corp, although the process was different. While L Corp extracted ego deliberately, Philip must have manifested his thanks to the influence of the White Nights and Dark Days. Yeah, I understand somewhat now. Put the brakes on your train of thought for a moment. I mean, anyone can just extract powerful equipment like that from their mind, free of charge? Don't rush me. This is also my first time seeing it manifest this way. If you're so curious, you shouldn't have let him get away. I didn't know that Coot would put that kind of device on him. Old man Oscar's still not honest to himself. He seemed to have a number of old friends. But yeah, they're seasoned veterans with mountains of experience. It's hard not to run into them at least once or twice as a fixer, you know? Now we'll burn these. Yeah, we got them. So now I can read. Starting with Pamela. Basically speaking, people who visit our office are looking for shrewd and precise situational assessment rather than combat prowess. The ability to make quick calculations for various possible scenarios and neutralize or kill the enemy with the least effort. We are hunters of the city. We Wedge pierce the requests we get with swiftness and precision. Of course, our office isn't perfect in every regard, so we're in partnership with a number of other offices. Fixer offices often request others for help when reinforcements or professional aid in specific areas is needed. In the case of our office, we were sister offices with Dawn Office, sharing more information than we did with most other partners. Oscar is good friends with Salvador, the man running that office, and they've known each other for quite some time. But there's more to this sisterhood than that. Wedge Office excels at analyzing the capabilities of foes. Dawn Office specializes in combat, so it's only natural that we go well together. Now, Pameli? Life insurance for fixers is often a sham. A lot of them take your money never to give it back. Even if you terminate your insurance, they won't. It's not easy for you or your damage to be insured either. You have to be at death's door to qualify, pretty much. The chances are as low as winning the lottery. What if you just up and died? What can the dead do with money? You'd be much better off making a savings account for an augment procedure or quality workshop gear. I was a very lucky case. Keep in mind that this isn't the norm at all. Insurance can sometimes be useful depending on its form and condition, sure. If you take the pay into account, it still doesn't feel too great. Yep, so even in this city, insurance is a scam. Feels bad. Now for Oscar. 8 O'Clock Circus was a real sod of a case. Its leader wasn't a particularly powerful enemy, but it took a long time to assess the strengths and behavior of each of his crew. There was no specific pattern to it, and it was difficult to predict what would come next. It was akin to watching an erratic circus of lunacy. Their lair was mysterious and terrifyingly bleak, and the crew took hideous forms as well, looking too grotesque to possibly be considered normal living beings. They were as strong as they looked. When the blob, shaped like a lion, bit Pameli with its blunt teeth, her body quite literally blew up on the spot. And that's gruesome. However, our enemies were slowly brought down from the vantage point. When they were completely cornered, the leader escaped along with a few of his crew. Even though we couldn't put an end to the case, we decided to prioritize recovering Pameli's body, as we deemed the circus would be weakened enough to stay low for a while. As we stored Pameli's head in a stasis preservation case and headed to the exit of the collapsing circus tent, we ran into a group of fixers. They seemed rather exhausted after fighting a swarm of the crew outside. I suppose that's why they couldn't enter the tent until that moment. It's not uncommon for 2 or more offices of fixers to be present at the scene of a finished case, so I gently nodded to greet them, identifying ourselves as fixers of Wedge office who have come here to solve the case. The shortest person among them, the aged-looking woman who appeared to be the representative of that group, looked around the circus tent, let out a deep sigh, and introduced herself as Moses of Moses' office, while smoking from her pipe. Moses then started thinking, presumably ruminating over what words to choose. She must have taken a request that's rather tricky to disclose. The 2 people behind her, nervously exchanging glances with each other, appeared to be her bodyguards of some sort. Having such trivial thoughts, I waited for this Moses person to resume speaking. After a brief period of silence, Moses breathed out smoke in the other direction and asked me where the leader of the circus went. Since I didn't know much better than them, I told them what I could in brief. They seemed troubled by my unhelpful answer, but they soon accepted it and left the scene. The group reportedly appears every time a case of the distortion is solved. They're allegedly working as the distortion detective. But recent witnesses of their appearance were always followed with a distortion case in the same location. While it's unclear whether they're involved in this case, I believe there's enough reason to be wary of them. Yeah, so the Distortion Detective is actually another project that ProjectMoon is working on. It was just like a written kind of book, and it stopped at I think around chapter 26 because they decided that they wanted to make a game out of it instead. But I think it's still on their website. I'll actually go ahead and I'll put a link to it. It's pretty good. It's a really interesting read. And I think I should mention, this is why we don't talk about Lovetown, by the way, because of the horrors that are present, and I hope you all enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.